Hey guys, we are looking at our next Christmas pattern. This is called the Holiday Spirits Bottle Bag, and it is a free pattern from Redheart.com. The pattern number is Lw3206. It does call for two different shades of Redheart yarn, and it is showing the red and the white with the shimmer to it. I will be using green and white for this, and we will also make the pom-poms on the end. It calls for a 4mm or USG hook, and so gather your pattern and all of your items that you need for this absolutely fun project, and we will get started on our next Christmas video project. Meet you back up here as soon as you get all of your items together. Alright guys, let's get busy with our next pattern, which is our Holiday Spirits Bottle Bag. What you're going to need is you're going to need a G hook, which is a 4mm, and yes, this is another one of my creations. It's like a little elf Christmas hook. And you will need a stitch marker. We will be working in rounds on this project, so I will pick which one I'm going to use. These are a couple of the stitch markers that I have made, and these are for purchase as well. You can go on my Facebook at Stitch and Stacy's Crochet, and you can see all that's offered there. You will need your scissors, and as I said, I will be using the green with like the silver, what I would call tinsel at this time of year. It's sort of like the ribbon tinsel that is real shiny. And I will be using white in between. Now for this pattern, it does go white, red, white, red, white, red. I'm not going to change color as often. I will probably make 2 color changes at the bottom and 2 color changes at the top. That way we don't get so consumed by the color change, and I have done many projects where you do your color change, so everyone is aware of how to do that. So let's get this started. Let me get that end off of there. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is with color A. Color A is going to be, in any pattern, your top choice color of starting with. That means whichever color you want to start with is going to be your color choice for A. And if the next letter is going to be B, of course, that will be your second choice of color. And if it goes on to a C or D, those will be your third and your fourth color choices. So that way, if any of you get confused on what the A, B, C, and D is for, that is what they're telling you. So now, round 1 with color A, we are going to do a chain 2. Okay? Don't do them super tight. Then for the next step, you will do 6 single crochet into the second from the hook, the chain from the hook. You will not be joining. We will be working in continual rounds. That is where your stitch marker is going to be your best friend. Okay? So 1, 2, you're going to go in the second from the hook. Make sure you get under both of those, and you're going to do 6 single crochet in that same space. So 1, 2, and work over your tail. 3, 4, 5, and pull your tail as you're going to tighten that up a bit, and 6. Alright, so pull that until it's snug. Now what you're going to do, you're not going to join, you're going to take your stitch marker, and mine are a little different. There is nothing worse in the world to me than getting in the middle of a pattern and going 5-10 rows and then your stitch marker fall out. So I have made these to have lobster claws on the end, so that doesn't happen. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to start increasing in this next round. Okay, so what you're going to do is put 2 single crochet in each single crochet round. So you have 6, so you're going to increase that to 12, so it's going to be 2 in each stitch. So you're going to jump over here to this one, all right, and you're going to do 1 single crochet. Okay, stop right there and pull this up a bit. Take your stitch marker at this point. What you're going to do is you're going to hook it right onto that stitch. Now you're going to go right back into that same space and you're going to add another single crochet to that same space. So that's 2. This yarn is funny. It's very separating, going to be very separating on me. So that's 2. The next one also gets 2 single crochet, so there's 4. Next one gets 2. So that's 6. Next one gets 2. That's 8. Next one gets 2. That's 10. And then the last one gets 2. That will be 12. Okay, so this is what you should have at this point, and you see the next stitch is going to be right where that stitch marker is at. What you're going to do at this point, you will take that stitch marker off. One thing's for sure, they definitely hold. Alright, round 3, you're going to do a single crochet and then an increase, okay? So that means in one stitch you're going to do 1 single crochet, in the next stitch you're going to do 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a simple form of increase. I have the basic video for that if you want to go back and have a peek at that. You will end up with 18 single crochet. So in this first one, you're going to do 1 single crochet. Alright, pull that up. And regardless of what type of stitch marker that you are using, you will put that back onto that first one. Okay, tighten it up. Now the next one is going to get 2 single crochet. So 1, 2. Next one's going to get 1 because you're only increasing in every other stitch. The next one gets 2 single crochet. Next one gets 1. Next one gets 2. Next one gets 1. Next one gets 2. Next one gets 1, then 2. 1 and then 2. And let me let you in on a secret. I've said this numerous of times. It is just a fact. When you're working in rounds, or you don't have to be working in rounds, either way, your last stitch at this point on every row will end in an increase, which means this stitch at any given time, if you've done your stitch count correctly, you will have 2 in this last stitch every time. Okay, so at this point, let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Alright, so now we have 18. You want to take your stitch marker off again. Alright, now round 4, you're going to do 2 single crochet, so 1 in each of the next 2, and then you're going to do 2. Okay, so again, let me do, the first one's going to be 1 single crochet. Pull that up. You add this stitch marker back on here. Okay, so you put 1 there. The next one is also going to get 1. Now the third one will get the increase. So you'll put 2 in that next stitch. Okay. Now the next one, you'll get 1. The next one gets 1. The next one gets 2. So this is how increase in rounds is worked. Each row you go up, you're going to have another single crochet. So when we started, it was 1, then 2. Then the next row was 1, 1, 2. Then the next row, which is this one, is going to be 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so that's the way that that's going to work out. So the next one gets 1, 1, and 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 2, 1, 1, and again that last one, if you did your count correctly, you will have 2. Okay, that is round 4. Okay, so we will remove that stitch marker at this point. Now the next row, which is row 5, we're going to do 3 singles, and then you're going to do your increase. So you're going to do 1. Okay, put that stitch marker back in. That is the last thing that you want to do, is lose your place. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, and then the 2. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, and 2. One, 1, 1, and 2. And this is just your basic form, again, of increasing in your rows. That's how you're going to make your circle grow. 1, 1, 1, and 2. 1, 1, 1, and 2. Okay, this should be your last set, so you should end in a double. So that you're going to go 1, 1, 1. Then if you did your count correctly, you should end in 2 single crochet, which is your increase round here. Okay, so at that point, that's what you're going to have here. Alright, now we're going to take this off again. Round 6, you're going to do the same, but you're going to add 1 more of your single crochet. So basically you're going to go 1. Okay, add the marker back. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, and 1. So now you're going to have 4 singles, and then you're going to do your increase of 2. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. It's just a simple method of counting. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. Okay, again, you go 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. Get my yarn rolled out a bit here. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, 1. How many was that? Yeah, it was 3, 4. Okay, and then 2. Then your last set, which is 1, 1, 1, 1, and then if you did your counts correctly, you will end up in the last one will be 2. Okay, now you will now do round 7. It's the same way, only you're going to add 5 singles this time. Okay, so you're going to do your 1, put your marker back on, my hook came off, but my marker stayed on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so once you've counted to 5, you can do it that way too, then you know to put your 2 in. Sometimes it confuses some people to do the 1 1 1 1 1 thing. You can also count to 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. You can do it that way. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you could do your 2 in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you'll do your 2 in the same stitch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you'll do 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you'll do 2, and then you should be up to your last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you should be up to the last one, which will get the 2. Okay. At this point, it's about the size of like a wine bottle. The bottom part of this is. And that's what you want. So you have your perfect square, and these, you know, you see little points here or there. Those are where you did your increase rounds. So don't get alarmed by those. That's perfectly normal. Okay. So now what I want you to do on round 8, I want you to single crochet in the back loops of each single crochet. So you still need to move your marker. And I'm going to go off camera and do this round, and I will be back for video 2. So basically, everybody knows what working in front loops and back loops are. Okay, here's my stitch. You have your back loop, then you have your front loop right here. Okay, you only want to go in the back loop. So you're going to go in the back loop only and do a single crochet. Okay, you will then put your marker back on. Okay, and you'll do that all the way around. Just go in the back loops and do a single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back up. Alright, now that we've completed row 8, which was a single crochet in each of the back loops around, we are now going to do, well, I personally, and you can do as you please, I'm going to complete my first color change. So I have already separated my green, and I have already worked half of that first part of the single crochet there. So then I'm going to tie this on, and I'm not going to go into great detail of how to color change because I've done this with you several times in past videos. You can go back and view that. So I'm going to put my new color on my hook, tie that there really good, and I'm going to pull that through and finish that off. So now what I'm going to do is take both of my ends, and I will be tying them together. That is for security purposes. Alright, and I will remove my stitch marker. They are very secure. They are guaranteed not to fall off, it seems like. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go to row 9. And hopefully you printed your pattern or you are following along with me on the redheart.com website. So now what we're going to do is, the pattern says to chain 1. Alright, and you are going to now turn your work. Okay? Now, you're going to start decreasing, and where it says decrease, it means you're going to do 2 single crochet together. Okay? So, in this next stitch here, you're going to go in there. I'm sorry about that. Grab through. And go in the next one. Grab through. Pull up. You should have 3 on your hook. Now you'll yarn over. Pull through all of those. So you made your first decrease. Okay. Now it says you're going to single crochet in the next 19. So you're just going to do a regular single crochet. And you're going to count to 19. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Now you're going to repeat that process until we get all the way around. So we are going to do another decrease. So you're going to insert your hook in the next stitch, bring that yarn through and hold, and do it in the next stitch also. So grab your yarn, pull through and hold. You'll end up with 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those. You've completed that next decrease. So we will do another 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something on my hook this morning, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Okay, so now you're at the end. You're going to do a, you're going to join. So you're going to go right into the top here of that first stitch and join. Okay, and it may start kind of folding in on you, but that's okay. All right, so now you'll have, you still have your 40, well, you'll have -2 stitches. So when we left, we had 42 stitches, so now you should have 40. So now you're going to turn your work again, and if you want to change back to your regular color, that's fine, but I'm going to do one more row of white. Now you're going to chain 3 for this next step in this next row. You're going to skip the first stitch, and you're going to double crochet in next stitch and each stitch around. Okay, so you're going to skip this one and go into this next one. So we are now going to double crochet. So, whoops, we're not going to be doing the single crochet on this row, we're going to be doing the double crochet. So what I want you to do, finish that up. I want you to double crochet all the way back around. Make sure you have your 40 stitches completed, and get ready. If you are going to make a color change on this row, go ahead and get your last stitch ready for that color change, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have now gone all the way around. I have my double crochet row, and I have also joined my A color back, so my green is now working. I'm going to pull that through and through, and I will be tying those together, making sure they are secure. And we will worry about these ends here in just a little bit. Okay, so now once we joined, you're going to go to row 11, and you're going to do a chain 1. You're going to do a slip stitch in the slip stitch, okay? So where you slip stitched right here, I want you to do another slip stitch, or where you joined, okay? That's just for a little added security. Now you're going to double crochet in the next double crochet. In your next double crochet here, you're going to do a double crochet. And my stitches are really tight. Okay, so let's do a double crochet. Then you're going to slip stitch in the next double crochet right here. So slip, so pull through and through, and it's going to give it that little knotty looking pattern. If you're looking on your pattern, it looks like it has a bit of a knot in the white rows, so that's what this is going to do. So you'll double crochet in the next, and it feels kind of weird trying to do a double crochet without a chain 3, but it'll be just fine. That's what's giving it the unique pattern. And in the next stitch, you want to pull through and through for a slip stitch. Then double crochet in the next, go to that next stitch and do a slip stitch, double crochet in the next, slip in the next, one more time, double crochet in the next, slip in the next. Okay, so you're going to make this pattern. You're going to go all the way around to the beginning, and at this point, if you want to, you can flip your work the way that it should be, and then that way you'll be working, it'll be correct, you'll be working on the correct side. Okay, so do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back. Alright guys, I have gone all the way around, and at this point it should have a little bit of a knot look to it, and that is what you want. Now for the ending of this row, you are going, it says you can change color here if you want. It's totally up to you. I may change, I'm not sure, but I'll do that off camera. But what you're going to do now is you're going to, in this ending here, this is where you're going to color change, okay? So you'll color change, and then you'll go to the top of this, and you'll pull through and through into that beginning stitch. So you want to do a slip stitch, okay? So now you're going to turn your work, and then you'll start doing this next row. Actually, your rows 12 through 29, and what you're going to do is you're going to take that stitch marker. Once you get this here situated on your first stitch, you're going to put your stitch marker back in, and you're going to complete rows 12 through 29. Alright, rows 12 through 29, you're going to redo rows 10 and 11. So you'll do 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11 until you're up to row 29. So you're just alternating this row of double crochet and then your little knotted row. Double crochet and then your knotted row. So you will do that until you reach row 29. Okay, and feel free to do your color change as you see fit. That's totally up to you. But I will do the rest of that off camera, and this is a great little project, and it's looking very lovely. And as I said, we will work with these ends at the very end of the tutorial. Now just go ahead and complete that. So start with row 12, put your stitch marker in your very first stitch, and complete your rows all the way up to row 29, and I will join you back when I've completed that part.